For most of human history, nobody owned a toothbrush. No toothpaste. No floss. No dentist. No minty foam, no electric vibration, no twice-a-year cleaning. And yet, their teeth were better than yours. Not slightly better. Dramatically better. Archaeologists who dig up ancient skulls keep running into the same strange pattern. Straight teeth. Strong jaws. Almost no cavities. No crowding, no impacted wisdom teeth, no twisted bite. Skulls that by modern dental standards look almost impossible. So how did they pull it off without a single tube of Colgate? The honest answer is stranger than any commercial. They weren't cleaning their teeth the way you think. In many cases, they weren't really cleaning them at all. Their lives were doing it for them. To understand this, you have to stop picturing a bathroom mirror and start picturing a campfire. Imagine you're an ancient human, roughly 30,000 years ago. You wake up just before sunrise, somewhere cold and damp. Your breakfast is not cereal. It's a strip of tough dried meat, a handful of wild seeds, maybe some fibrous roots pulled from the dirt. You don't have a knife sharp enough to cut it into polite little pieces. So you tear. You grind. You chew and chew and chew. For modern humans, a meal is a few minutes of soft motion. For your ancestors, a single meal could mean hours of jaw work. That chewing, it turns out, was the secret weapon. Every bite scraped against the surface of their teeth like sandpaper. Tough fibers swept across the enamel. Gritty roots polished it. The mouth was basically self-cleaning in motion. Here's the important part. Their food wasn't just harder. It was dirtier in a useful way. Wild plants came caked in soil, sand, and tiny mineral grains. Roasted meat picked up flecks of ash from the fire. Every meal was, accidentally, a mild abrasive scrub. Think about that for a second. Your ancestors were brushing their teeth with their dinner. And it worked. Studies of hunter-gatherer skulls from across the world show astonishingly low rates of tooth decay. In many ancient populations, cavities were nearly non-existent. Not rare. Nearly non-existent. Compare that to today, where most adults have multiple fillings before middle age. Something obviously changed. And it wasn't that we got lazy about hygiene. In fact, we brush more than any humans who have ever lived. The thing that changed was the food. Sugar is the villain here, but not the only one. For most of human existence, sugar barely existed. There was honey, occasionally if you were brave enough to fight a swarm of bees for it. There was the natural sweetness of seasonal fruit. That was it. No candy. No soda. No bread. No pasta. No breakfast cereal engineered to crunch. The bacteria that cause cavities feed on sugars and refined starches. Starve them, and they basically can't do their job. Ancient humans starved them by accident every day for hundreds of thousands of years. But there's another piece of this puzzle, and it's hiding in their jaws. When archaeologists examine ancient skulls, the jaws are wider than ours. Noticeably wider. The teeth line up neatly, with room to spare. Wisdom teeth come in straight like a parking lot with empty spaces. Modern jaws look cramped by comparison. We grow the same number of teeth our ancestors did, but in a shrunken frame. That's why your dentist had to yank your wisdom teeth out. You didn't grow extra teeth. You grew a smaller mouth. And again, the cause traces back to chewing. A jaw is a muscle-driven structure, and it grows in response to use. Children who chew hard, fibrous foods develop wider, stronger jaws. Children who eat soft, processed foods develop narrower ones. This isn't speculation. It's been observed in modern populations as their diets industrialized. In the early 20th century, a dentist named Weston Price traveled the world studying isolated communities still eating traditional diets. Everywhere he went, he found the same thing. Strong jaws. Straight teeth. Almost no decay. Then he watched what happened when refined flour and sugar arrived in those same villages. Within a single generation, the children grew narrower faces. Crooked teeth. Cavities. The same human bodies eating different food produced very different mouths. Here's where it gets uncomfortable. The crooked smile staring back at you in the mirror isn't really a flaw in your genes. It's a record of what you ate as a child. Now imagine you're back at that ancient campfire. You finish your tough, gritty meal. You don't reach for a brush, but you might reach for a stick. Across nearly every prehistoric culture we've studied, archaeologists find the same little tool: chewing sticks. A thin twig from a specific kind of tree, frayed at one end into rough bristles. People used them to scrub between their teeth and freshen their breath. Some trees were chosen because they tasted clean and slightly bitter. We now know those same trees contain natural antibacterial compounds. Ancient humans didn't have a chemistry degree. They just noticed that certain twigs made their mouths feel better, and they passed that knowledge down for generations. In parts of Africa and the Middle East, people still use these chewing sticks today. Studies comparing them to modern toothbrushes have found, surprisingly, that they work about as well, sometimes better. Other ancient peoples chewed on tree resins, like prehistoric gum. A lump of birch tar, 5,000 years old, was found with clear teeth marks pressed into it. Birch tar is mildly antiseptic. Whoever was chewing it was, in effect, medicating their gums. In ancient Egypt, people ground up eggshells, ashes, and crushed bones into a rough powder and rubbed it on their teeth. It's the oldest known toothpaste recipe. It would have tasted terrible. It also would have worked. Quick pause. I'm genuinely curious what you'd survive without. If you had to give up one piece of modern dental care for the rest of your life, what would you sacrifice first? The toothbrush, the toothpaste, the floss, or the dentist? Drop your answer in the comments. Some of you are going to make choices, the rest of us will judge. Okay, back to the ancient mouth. Because clean teeth weren't just about food and twigs. They were also about something invisible: saliva. Modern humans on modern diets often have drier mouths than our ancestors did. Hours of vigorous chewing flood the mouth with saliva. Saliva is one of the body's underrated miracles. It neutralizes acid. It carries minerals that quietly repair tiny cracks in your enamel before they become cavities. It washes away bacteria. Ancient humans, chewing for hours each day, basically ran a continuous self-rinse cycle. You sipping a sugary drink for 30 seconds and walking away. Don't. There's another factor most people never think about: breathing. Ancient humans, with their wider jaws and roomier airways, were almost certainly better nose breathers. Mouth breathing dries out the gums and feeds the bacteria that cause decay. A wider face built a healthier mouth in ways that went far beyond the teeth themselves. Now, none of this means ancient life was a dental paradise. It wasn't. Their teeth wore down dramatically from all that grit. By 40, many ancient adults had teeth ground almost flat. Some lost teeth to injury, infection, or sheer mechanical wear. A bad abscess with no antibiotics could kill you. But cavities? The slow, sugary rot that defines modern dentistry? Almost absent. Then, around 12,000 years ago, something changed. Humans started farming. We traded wild plants for cultivated grains. We traded tough roots for soft bread. We traded variety for carbohydrates. And the moment that happened, cavities exploded in the archaeological record. You can almost draw a line through human history. Before agriculture, clean teeth. After agriculture, rotting ones. Skeletons from the earliest farming villages show a sudden, dramatic rise in tooth decay. Their bones got shorter. Their jaws got narrower. Their teeth got worse. This is one reason some anthropologists argue, controversially, that farming may have been a mixed blessing for the human body. It's a real scientific debate, not a settled fact, but the dental evidence is hard to ignore. We gained civilization. We lost our smiles. Then sugar came along and finished the job. Refined sugar didn't become common until the last few centuries. In the span of human evolution, that's basically yesterday. Your mouth was engineered by hundreds of thousands of years of hunting and gathering for a world that no longer exists. You're walking around with a Stone Age set of teeth in a supermarket world. That gap is why you need a toothbrush. Not because your ancestors were secretly better people. Because their food did the work that your toothbrush is now desperately trying to finish. So here's the strange truth at the heart of this whole story. Ancient humans didn't have better dental hygiene than you. They had a better environment. Their meals brushed their teeth. Their twigs flossed them. Their saliva rinsed them. Their jaws grew wide enough to hold every tooth they were given. They didn't fight their biology. They lived inside it. You don't have that luxury anymore. Your morning bowl of cereal would have been alien to every human who lived before about 10,000 years ago. Your soft bread, your sweet coffee, your sticky snacks, your soda. All of it lands in a mouth that was built for roots, meat, seeds, and grit. Tonight, before bed, you'll stand in front of a mirror and scrub a small piece of plastic across your teeth for 2 minutes. You'll think of it as basic hygiene. But really, it's a tiny, modern repair job on a body still running on ancient code. Every brushstroke is you trying to undo, by hand, what your dinner used to do for free. If this changed the way you look at your own mouth, hit the like button so more people see it. Subscribe to Hominin for more stories about the ancient humans hiding inside your everyday life. And before you go, tell me in the comments, when's the last time you actually chewed something for more than 30 seconds? Next time, we're going to look at why ancient humans almost never had back pain and what we broke the moment we sat down in chairs. Your spine has been waiting a long time for that conversation.